What is up, guys? It's your boy Andy the Nomad. So let's talk about America. So I talk a lot about the Philippines here. I talk a lot about traveling to other countries, Japan, traveling to Asia, whatever. You guys get the point. But what is one of the reasons why people leave America? Right? Because it's not just the cost of living. I mean, yeah, I know that the cost of living is one of the main attractions when you're looking to move to another country, especially taking your American dollars to another country so that you can live more of a comfortable life, right? But there are certain factors that go into this. You see, when you grew up in America and you have a certain lifestyle, or you grew up in a certain way, or let's say if you are an immigrant like me, so you're an immigrant, you came to America, first generation, and you grew up here, you look at the world, how things are here, and then you travel to other countries and you see how the world is in those countries, how life is in those countries. You start to change your mind, right? So look, America is not a good place for a social life. Oh man. And to be fair, if you're in the cities like New York, Chicago, Houston, Los Angeles, Boston, maybe, if you're in those major cities, yeah, you can have a pretty good social life. But guess what? Most people don't live in the major cities. There's people that are born in many rural areas of America. So unless you're planning to live in a big city, you're probably not going to have a decent social life. You're not going to meet a lot of people. And I'm going to explain to you why. So life in America is not good for it's not good for a social life. I'll explain. So, first of all, America is very individualistic. People are friendly, but they don't really want to be friends with you, right? It's very strange because I've met a lot of Americans, at work and all that, and uh, I think that a lot of people don't want to be friends with you, and I'm not quite well. I do have a good idea why, but people will be friendly to you. That doesn't mean that they want to hang out with you or spend time with you, right? You see, America is so diverse, right? America is so diverse. If you're looking to make friends outside of your racial group, it's hard. So unless you went to school with them, unless you went to a school that was very diverse, like with people from different ethnicities, racial groups, uh, you're probably not going to make a lot of friends, right? Because people, and this is human nature, people mostly want to hang out and spend time with other people from their own racial group. So if you're Caucasian, you want to hang out with other Caucasians. If you're Mexican, want to hang out with other Mexicans, Latinos. If you're Chinese, want to hang out with other Chinese people. If you're Asian, you want to hang out with other Asians. And if you're Hindu, you want to hang out with other Hindus. That doesn't apply to everybody. Some people are curious about other racial groups. And but I feel maybe this is just my experience. Here in America, like I said, people are very, very friendly towards you, but it doesn't mean they want to hang out with you because they rather hang out with their own group, right? And that's not a bad thing. I really don't think it's a bad thing. I just think it's human nature. It is what it is. But that's why I think that America is not a good place to socialize. When I first came to this country, um, most of my Spanish family, my Latino family, they spend time with other Latinos. And on rare occasions, like my cousins, they will bring girlfriends from other ethnicities. They'll have like a white girlfriend, black girlfriend. You guys get the point. You get the point. So that's one of the main reasons. And the thing is, after school, after college, most people don't really make friends. Most people get into a relationship and then they have kids and then they build their own life. But that's becoming less and less common with Gen Z and millennials. Um, you know, after if you didn't have any friends in college, you're probably not gonna have a lot of friends after. I mean, unless you really build your social network, unless you become really extroverted and really do the work to like make friends. But the problem is that here in America, people live such a fast life. Like everybody's just, just go, go, go. We gotta go to work, gotta go to work, and everybody's so busy, and there's so much to do, and a lot of Americans are stressed out and driving fast that honestly they don't really think it's not that they have something against you. It's just that most Americans, they're just worried about their own lives. A lot of people in America are in a lot of debt, and they just gotta work 2 3 jobs, to make ends meet. So making friends is the last thing on their mind. So, and that's why I think that a lot of people, they're just too stressed out to be, well, I don't want to say that they're too stressed out to be friendly, but they just, Americans are so stressed out that they don't put in a lot of time to making friends, especially in their adult life, especially after college. They might go to a bar or nightclub and I don't know, maybe have a one night stand with some chick or whatever, but that's, I mean, how many people are into that life? If you're into that, I guess like night clubbing and bar life. Not everybody's into that. If you're into that, then I guess if you know how to socialize in those circles, great. But other than that, um, no. Like if you went to school here in America, like high school, if you didn't make any friends during high school, if you didn't make any friends after during college, you're probably not gonna have a lot of friends. And then, of course, you can make friends at work. But personally, I do not consider my coworkers at my job friends. Because when you go to work, you are there because it is a situational, right? Being at a job, those are situational friendships. Those are not like intentional friendships. Like when you're at school, those are more intentional friendships. When you're at work, those are like situational friendships. You're there because you're both there to work, and that's why you kind of like met randomly, right? Another problem in America is that if you don't have a car, then you have to rely on other people to give you a ride. And so you can sometimes become a burden because America is a car country. I know, like, if you come from, let's say, Japan, Korea, China, Europe, in those countries, they use a lot of train. In Europe, it's a train. Everybody takes the train. In Asia, many, many, many people take the train, especially in Japan, Korea. In America, you need to drive. You need to drive in America. Okay? So if you don't have a car and people invite you, hey, let's go to the movies, many times people just don't want to waste the gas, drive 15, 30 minutes to your house to pick you up, and then go to the movies or go to the mall. Another problem is that, some people might ask you for money. Hey, you got money for gas? Like, hey, you got $20 for gas? It's ridiculous. And I'm gonna be honest, I've done it to people. Like I go pick somebody up, it's like, hey, I'm low on gas. You mind giving some money for gas? Or they'll ask me, hey, can you give me some money for gas? And when you enter these money problems, it tends to start like like arguments. You know, um, so that's more of a transportation issue. If you're in the city like New York, Chicago, Boston, Los Angeles, it's a little bit. Well, California doesn't have a train system. I think Miami, no, they don't have a train system. I mean, the cities, they do have a better transportation system in the city, but you still have to walk to a lot of places. So unless you live in like a train city like Chicago, New York, and Boston, you're probably not gonna have a good time, right? You're gonna have to drive. You're you know and if you don't live in an area like that, you have to drive. You don't have a choice. You have to drive. That's, I don't know how else to put it. And that's one of the reasons why Americans are very stressed out, because not just like the cost of living, but also our vehicles. Americans are very stressed out about their vehicles. A lot of Americans, we're tired of driving. And then had to spend a lot of money on our cars. So nobody talks about that. What's another one? I'm looking at my list here. Oh yeah, America has become very politically divided, and that's another problem with having making friends here in America. If you do not believe in what I believe, then we're not friends. So if I'm a Democrat, you know, progressive, liberal, and I find out 2 weeks later after meeting you that you're a conservative Republican, blah, 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 then we can't be friends. I'm serious. Like, during the last three elections, well, two elections, when 2016, 2020, um, I have had people stop talking to me because I voted for a certain, you know, a certain candidate for the presidential election. 2020, same thing. People stop talking to each other over politics. People fight over politics all the time. There's been friendships, marriages, family members that don't talk to each other because of politics. America is very, very politically divided. That is another reason why many people want to leave America and go to another place that is more friendly. Who cares who got elected? Me and you can be friends. We will build our community together. I don't care about, Democrats and Republicans. But in America, that's how it is. This is a very, very, very intense, politically driven country. So I don't know how else to explain that. What's another one? Oh yeah, if you live in the mid states like Kansas, Arkansas, South Carolina, North, South Dakota, Utah, Idaho, if you live in those states, then it's gonna be hard to make friends in those states because outside of your family, um, it gets hard because in those states everything is far. You can't go anywhere without a car. If you didn't make friends in high school, college, then you're pretty much screwed. And I mean, I keep repeating the whole, high school, college thing here in America. I keep repeating that. That being said, people in mid-America, the mid-states, they're actually very friendly people. It's just hard to live there because everything is so far. A lot of farmland. Um, if you don't have a car, you can't really socialize with anybody. So, and my father brought me to America in 1999, and I grew up with friends. I made friends at school. I made friends in college, but um, you know, it's not that I couldn't make friends. It's more like I stopped talking to people, therefore now they're not my friends. So think about that. So yeah, and that's why I think America is not a good place for a social life. I think that's another reason why many people are leaving America, going to Asia, and life actually improves. Life actually improves. And some of you are saying, "Oh, well, why are you gonna go to another country where there's a different language?" Because the people are friendlier, and you know, it's it's for many reasons, but friends, this is another reason why people leave the country, why people become the digital nomads. I mean, I've seen many people leave America, move to Mexico, move to Asia, move to Europe. All of a sudden, their life starts to sparkle. So, I mean, there's something there. Something's happening. They're doing something right. Because if you move to another country, all of a sudden your life gets better, then it's maybe there's something wrong with socializing in the country. And that's not to say, I'm not saying that I don't like America. I do like America. I mean, I was raised in this country, but for a social life, I think it's happening in a lot of countries where like a lot of people just feel like alone. I think especially Gen Z, um, and millennials, except for me. I don't really feel alone because I've dealt I know the psychology of how people work, so I that doesn't really bother me. But I have seen how this country has changed from 2010 all the way till now. Like in 15 years, this country has changed. It's done it like a freaking 360, just flipped upside down, and everything's very different. People are very different now. Um, People seem more antisocial now more than ever. And maybe it's because of technology. I'm not quite sure why, but here we are. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. It's your boy Andy the Nomad. Whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, And I'll see you next time. Godspeed, baby.